しく背負ってくんだ出口見えない感情ね誰を待ってんのそういうことに続いたよねもっとすぐに吐き出したよ Why does that fit? Why does the FFA Brotherhood opening fit? Huh? Why? Come back around again on that. この思いを消してしまうにはまだ人生長いでしょやり残してることをやり直してみたいからもう一度行こうかなるため What the fuck? Why does that work? Hi, I've made a discovery. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Trilogy, Trials and Tribulations. I've discovered that Yui's again fits really well with the tempo and beat of this song for some reason. And last time we began Turnabout Beginnings, which is a flashback, the second flashback case in this game actually, which features Mia on the defense and Edgeworth on the prosecution. Yeah. Bless his heart, he is still so very much under Von Karma's reign in this. So the story goes so far that a prisoner, a death row inmate, escaped prison and killed an officer. But Dahlia Hawthorne's name has come up, and she's also been on the stand under the alias Melissa Foster. Mia doesn't know that, but we do. And there's also this really charming, well, arguably charming man named Diego Armando at our side on the defense bench. Seems a little familiar, his love for coffee and the way he talks. Anyway, I'm excited to get into this. This might end up being a shorter stream, we'll see how long this takes, but if it is a shorter stream, it is what it is. And then we'll start Turnabout Beginnings, or not Turnabout Beginnings, Brisha's Turnabout on Sunday. So, anyway. Meanwhile, the people watching the VODs are like, I don't care. Get on with it. February 16th. Mr. Falls, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. I want to look at my evidence again. I don't have that much, I guess. Okay. Information. Right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. It's so interesting that he's wearing the striped jumpsuit as opposed to an orange jumpsuit. When did that change, I wonder? I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Falls. In that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it. Every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Your girlfriend? Huh? How old are you again? Oh yeah, he was just on him. He was 20, and she would have been... Oh. That's too bad. Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name! Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go! Shut up! Come closer, and I kill her! Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong! No protect sister! Valerie betrayed me! Betray us! What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend. My love. My teen angel. That's gross even... Yeah, Mia. That's gross even if there wasn't the age difference. Ugh, did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too. Valerie was in on it? Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We sent her dad. Asked for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the $2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. She'd shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in the arm, Dahlia. She jumped in river. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Woke up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman! She betrayed me. That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth. That's all. So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, zebra boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Huh? You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia. With Dahlia? That day, on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone. Forever. Into Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her, my sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river, gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14. 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man, angels these days. That's a good line. Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. You bet. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. He called her by her name instead of kitten. Success. I forgot Edgeworth was here. I got so engaged in the story. Oh yeah, Canadian judge. I mean, the other judge is technically Canadian, maybe. I don't know. People are like, yeah, they're brothers. But maybe they're half brothers. Or maybe they're adopted. Because the other one doesn't seem very Canadian. So, you know, who knows? Or maybe they have such an age difference between them that the older brother didn't grow up in Canada, but this one did. Who knows? Anyway. Hoser. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? Oh yeah, he always goes, It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Maybe the judge's name is Andrew Younghusband. Or maybe it's Old Wife as a joke on Younghusband. Could you imagine? Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course. I think. Huh. You're still acting tame as a kitten. Hey, partial bullet. First indeed. Mr. Armando. Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. I forgot he said this. Oh, guys. He's making me so sad. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. I forgot he said it too, what a great line. Yeah, the fact that like, that carries on through Mia, and then that carries on through Phoenix, and that carries on through his protege, like, oh. Diego Armando has no idea the legend that he is. Like, from that, that's just so...
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. It looks like this witness is a real professional. Oh, what do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago, or kidnapping a poor girl, I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Here's a bloody knife with your fingerprints on it. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. Somehow, I have to tie her to this case. Mia, I love you. I need you to know that. I love you. I always have. So what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Why not, right? Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in? Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you just stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence.
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway?
I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college? The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you! She's really gone too far!
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here. I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. The stuff that she has looks expensive, or at least not cheap. Yeah, like the parasol matching the dress, that feels like it would be custom, you know?
Oh, well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Fay, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station once to identify the subject. It's entirely possible that, at that time, an officer showed her this photo. That seems like a rather serious mistake. Huh, that's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. That's not fair!
That wicked inmate! I'll never be able to forget that horrible day!
A grudge?
Well, the policewoman testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. Her favorite crime is marriage fraud, maybe. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. If she had like 10 years more on her age, yes. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot about the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client? He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. I'll do it for the dialogue. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Any more damage to my client's image could be a disaster. The judge already has a bad enough opinion of him. You just can't trust someone with a bad memory. What did you eat for dinner 1 week ago today? At the very least, a person should remember that much. Oh, I don't fucking know. As for me, it was payday, so I had a nice moose steak with some poutine on the side. And how does this relate to anything? Whether it's eating steak or committing murder, a person shouldn't deny their actions. I'm in complete agreement, Your Honor. What'd you have for dinner, bitch? You knew about that incident? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last?
Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
So you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yes.
I can't let her get away with these lies. Listen to me. She's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self. Don't worry, I got you. You didn't know either of them. The detective arranged for the meeting, right? This would have been divine intervention for Falls. No, he arranged the meeting, I believe. I want to say... Okay, no. I'm ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Country, okay. Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. Hold on. What a loser. What a mugshot. Hold on, let me look at this evidence again for a second. Okay. Okay. Hi, Nim! Okay. Okay. Could it be this? Okay, it's not. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, you know what? Shut up. Hush! Don't tell me what to do. I actually don't remember what this is. Okay. Actually, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. Maybe that statement does need to be added. Oh, fuck. I am gonna do that. You knew about that incident, blah blah. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I guess it was the statement before that. My bad, my bad, my bad. Sure. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Press harder. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Sure. Your Honor, what the witness just said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. Oh. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. Pot meat cattle! That testimony only helps to further prove that point. Oh, I almost did the old judge's voice. No, that's not why I... Okay. Okay, is that bad? Okay. Sure. What do you mean by lucky?
Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like he said...
Then you yourself might have been killed. That would have been a terrible loss for this world. Judge, you are way too old for this girl. It looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten. Mr. Armando, keep looking around you and you're going to lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk. Okay, fine. I do think every statement to have an option to press further and would get penalized for pursuing irrelevant info. I think that would be too bloated if that were the case. Like, I think that the game already has so much text, like dialogue, that it would be such a shit show if every single text box had some extra thing that you could press. TBH. Okay. Well, I don't think it's any of these other statements, so... Wait a minute. Hold on. Get fucked! Let's go! Okay. The game tried to trick me there. No. She shouldn't have known it was white. She shouldn't, unless she was, I guess she could make the excuse that she was there earlier in the trial. It's true. Mr. Falls did give instructions to Valerie Hawthorne about their meeting. The note that she left said, wear a white scarf for identification. Yes, what about it? Isn't it obvious? Doesn't it strike you as odd? That note was a secret piece of evidence. How is it that the witness knows about it? You dare doubt me! Mia turns to Diego and says that, and he's like, oh, Jesus, okay. Order, order. It is odd, isn't it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, did you show top-secret evidence to the witness? Your Honor, I certainly never gave anyone permission to do such a thing. In that case, the only way the witness could know about the note would be—
Just a moment. Of course I didn't know about the note. It's just, I saw it when it happened, with my own eyes. When the victim went to see the killer, she used her own scarf to signal him. That's why I assumed the signal was a white scarf.
I suppose that makes sense. Come on, Mia. You can't let her weasel out of it that easily. Witness! Sorry, but your explanation isn't going to work here.
But why? It's true. That's what I saw.
Impossible. There's no way you could have seen the victim use a white scarf to signal him. Because it's not white? But also, I feel like there's two ways that we could go about this. Physically, you would not have been able to see him coming, but also the scarf isn't white. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this isn't white. Color theory, yes! You said several times in your testimony that the victim was wearing a white scarf. A white scarf, correct?
Yes. Is something wrong?
Get fucked. That's what I'd like to know, Ms. Foster. Have a look at this. It's the victim's scarf. I'm sure people would disagree about what to call this color. However, it certainly is not white. You knew that what the note said. She knew the contents of the note. No! It says, wear a white scarf for identification. That's the reason why you said it was white. Well, Miss Foster.
No!
The judge could be 25. Highly doubtful. If he is 25, he's had a shit time of being alive, I think. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... She's mentioned in it. Doy. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time that there is her name, right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know she's a Fae. What a stupid bitch you are, Edgeworth. The dead. Dahlia Hawthorne was Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean. Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls. Nuh-uh. What is the witness's name? Melissa Foster, supposedly. You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought that she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found, Why'd I say corpse like that?
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are.
Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying...
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. That was my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. How could they say Dahlia is dead when they don't have a body? I don't know. That's a really good question because I know some laws or like some countries have laws. It's like after so many years a person is considered dead. But anyway,
Witness, just who are you anyway?
I'm...
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean? Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know.
it's the Von Karma influence got to him.
Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way! But then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well. But, well, as you can see...
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
Ha! That wasn't me. It was this guy. This crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man.
What's their age difference? 7 years, okay.
What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
Ah, I am sweating bullets. I hate Edgeworth in this case. Yeah, I had a really bad first impression of him because I played this case first of all of them, so.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course. Aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at a moment of truth. That's all. Or the moment of truth. Whatever. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth. How charming.
This is coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Ms. Fay, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? I'm gonna guess this. He's definitely supposed to be annoying in this one. Yeah, he is. But when you play this as the first case versus playing it after playing 2 games with him in it, it gives you the wrong impression for sure. Okay, I'm afraid I know this is the actual motive, but I don't know if I should present the victim's note here to tie. I feel like that's the right thing, right? Is because we say this and then we go, what's the truth? And then we go back to the original case and we're like, this diamond. So I'm gonna go with that and I hope it's right. Fuck yeah! The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. The whole truth. There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. Those 2 names are hard to say together. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Fay. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fay. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence?
Okay, I think this will be the diamond then.
Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne. And Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things. Such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Very well, I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? Gross! Judge! That's so nasty. Blech.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide beneath your womanly wiles.
"5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
I don't think you can do that when you're 14. Just saying. Okay, thought so.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we are to believe that after all that, she murdered her sister, Preposterous! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's say the lines right. Let's say the lines right, maybe. Let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info. That ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already.
He means the diamond.
The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That too, I guess.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us in that in the lobby. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too. Yes, that's it! The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. Okay, hopefully it lets me still, like, cross-examine things and doesn't penalize me. And if it does, then I'll just go straight to the answer, because I do think I know what it is. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him? Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. He probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood. That is not how you spell that word. The neighborhood. The neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
A $2 million pint of milk. I don't know what to think about that. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and...
That was a dangerous thing to do considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually, that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me.
I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I tried to turn and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin? Ooh.
And in the next instant...
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run, then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
And that's why you hid your identity?
Yes, I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all of the paperwork would have been impossible. Plus, she was a minor, so...
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about this staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel that she really is. I've just got to prove that the kidnapping was a hoax. Okay. He couldn't have shoved you, you jerk. That's not... I think this is... Okay, no. I guess not. Okay. Then it's the map, I guess. Because there's such a huge... Like... Okay. There's such a huge, like, barrier on that bridge. You can't be shoved over it when you're that short. She's, like, barely taller than the barrier. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true! I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible.
Impossible?
I ask that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you've claimed. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. Yeah, you would have gone splat. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. Nuh-uh. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Ugh. You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwillingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Ms. Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious! Order! Order in the court! It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Nuh-uh, cause Miss Faye might not know, but me, Cat, I know. Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Now it's this. Suck my nuts. Yeah. Sorry. Telling young Edgeworth to suck my nuts was really satisfying for some reason. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No!
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. So young, and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him, at point-blank range. Ugh. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Order, order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? What was the animal roar noise for no reason? Indeed! What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? Okay, now it's the fucking diamond. There's a lion in the audience, apparently. The whole Big Top Circus came. The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. Money, 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 money.
Money.
5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up with the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond. I said that line wrong, sorry guys. Ah! No, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. And he got shot for it. That sucks. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. I was doing something, but I wanted to say, yeah. And remember, we are thousands of feet in the air. Yeah, partial bullet. That's good. That's good. You so got it. Yeah. I'll have to remember that for later. I'll have to remember that for later. Oh. Why, that's simply ridiculous. Nuh-uh. Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? Yes. He's never hung out with a 14-year-old before, I guess. Actually, how old was Francisca at this point? She would have been 13. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know. 14-year-olds, they're bad. They're bad. This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping. Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that? Laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
And the greatest Ace Attorney villain was made. Yeah, she's pretty fantastic, I'm not gonna lie. She probably is the best. Matt Ongard, I'd say, is also really good, and then AAI too, the villain in that, really good, but in like a totally different way. Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey, I don't know.
What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Without evidence, the trial is over. Who decided that? Mr. Armando! Come on now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Why are they playing the Justice for All music here? She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car, and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about that's such a hard name for me, about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? This guy, the defendant. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls, the defendant. There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all, and that person is Terry Falls. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. It's hard to switch between his and Diego's voices. Sorry, my eyes are crusty.
That's what happens when you're EB.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand. This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me. Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million. That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry?
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness. I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please. Water. Can't talk. Need water. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Wah! That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough. Oh, that's wrong, boys. That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence? There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think. Alright. I do a little save. According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you? It was raining. Already dark, too. You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Falls? Eagle Mountain. That spot. Strong memories. Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct? Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like the blink of an eye. You were watching the car? That bridge. Other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car. What else were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me.
I'm getting that feeling. A contradiction? I wonder what's on the other side of that broken bridge anyway. No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing. Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne? I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remember her face. Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification? Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from one man standing right here now. She was different. It was Valerie. What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls! Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty. And were you satisfied with that answer, witness? Dahlia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead. But you just saw that she isn't dead. After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. But if it's raining, okay, so if this is originally supposed to take place in Japan, and, oh no, okay. I thought she was going to, like, say that it wasn't dark yet. I was like, okay, if this is taking place in either the Pacific coast or Japan, the sun sets very early in February. So it's very reasonable for that to be dark, like at least twilight. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do. That woman. It wasn't Dahlia. Stop right there. What more needs to be said? Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever it is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls? I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. Ow, I hit my hand. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her. Mr. Falls, even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess. Okay. I don't think it makes sense that he would have waited on the bridge because then she would have had to have gone around him. Right? Assuming that the way that he's facing. Let's fucking go. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear.
Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Doi. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I didn't think it was a noose. Because it looks like a necklace to me.
I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place.
Yeah, see, it's got like a clasp, right?
Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under a base of tree there. Ooh, it's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
This little bottle on a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body inside the trunk of this car. No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? That's enough. Please. Witness! I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. Ooh. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess. I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this. No! We are so close! Just a little more! I was going to prove your innocence! No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Falls! Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee. Mr. Falls! And so my first trial ended. Suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable. That witch. Mr. Armando, we were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself! Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty. I knew it! I knew I wasn't cut out for this! Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando! No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I, myself, got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, it couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Hi, Falling Comedy. I'm so sorry you came just in time for the end. Oh, holy shit. That is such a good trial. Damn, that's so good. Do all the cases have to deal with poisons? Was Kane Bullard poisoned? How did he die? I literally don't remember. He was so nothing. I feel like no. Right? I don't know. No, he was strangled, right? No, am I imagining that? I don't remember. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, poison's definitely a common theme in this game. But not every case, I think, has poison in it. Because I don't think Kane Bullard died of poison. Anyway, I just remember that picture of him, like, bleh, with his tongue out. And he's like, bleh, you know? You don't bleh, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember, but... Oh my god! Oh my god! Here we are. Here we are. Hello? It's me. So, Saturday there will not be a stream. No old Okami this week. Sorry. And then, Sunday, we will begin Bridge to the Turnabout, which goes crazy. It's a lot of people's favorite in the trilogy. I still like Farewell My Turnabout a bit better, just because the drama. But I will say, Bridge to the Turnabout definitely made me cry pretty hard the first time that I played it. So, we'll see if it has the same emotional impact for me. Yeah. So, you know the drill. Actually, one more thing I want to mention too is that after Bridge to the Turnabout, we're done with this trilogy. So do you know what that means? It means you get to play Apollo Justice. Yes! My scrunklies. I wrote 4.5k words for them today. And I struggled. Anyway, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask.
Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.